Hi, it's Tom from Slinger Straps, and in this video we're going to look at how to assemble your leather harness strap. When you receive your leather harness strap kit, these are all the pieces that are going to be inside of it. And let me walk you through one by one as the instructions are written. So first of all, you're going to have the leather waist strap, and you're going to notice a variety of holes punched throughout, which we're going to talk about what these are used for. You're going to see your left and right shoulder straps. Right shoulder strap is going to have the keyhole cuts closer to the tip. Left shoulder strap, the 3 holes that are further away from the tip of the strap. You're also going to have your heel strap pieces, what we call the rectangular piece and what we call the piece with a rounded end. These are going to end up being attached together. You're going to find the shoulder strap attachment hardware, and that's going to be a bag with 2 D-rings in it, 2 metal D-rings. It's going to have 2 pieces of leather, and it's going to have 4, or actually 5, we throw in an extra one for you, of the 3/8 inch Chicago screws or binding screws. And these are a little bit longer than the other ones we're going to talk about, so if you ever try to keep them separate, but if you happen to mingle them together, remember that these are a little bit longer, so you should be able to pick them out. Then we have the connection strap, which we pointed out goes on the left shoulder strap, and these holes are what connects to the guitar. This post is what the tip of the right shoulder strap connects to as it comes across your chest, across the front of your body. You'll have adjustment holes there to decide how wide you want that to go. You're going to have a bag of the 1/4 inch Chicago screws or the screw fasteners. So again, these are a little shorter than these in case they get combined. And then you're going to have a tube of Loctite. That Loctite is an adhesive that will keep the screws together once you lock them down and keep them from backing out. So the first thing we're going to do is put the waist belt on, and I recommend going around the midsection of your torso, right about at your navel. And you'll want to just get it snug, not tight, not too loose. And what you want to look for here is placing the buckle off a little bit to the left, because your guitar is going to hang here and we don't want the buckle to hit the guitar. And then you want to look on your right hip, and you can move this, slide this back and forth until you see where the holes for the heel strap that we're going to attach line up right here on your right hip. Okay, so doing that puts the buckle right about here. As we move forward, we want to remember we don't want to put the buckle in the center. We want to put it right about here when we put the belt back on down the road. Now, the other thing we want to do is if we turn around and we reach back here, we're going to feel some holes, and that's where our shoulder straps are going to connect. And if you start on your right side here and you feel where your spine is, you want to count over. So here's holes 1, here's holes 2, here's holes 3. Holes 3 are right about where my spine is. So I would say 2 and 4 are going to be where I'm going to start with my shoulder strap attachment, noting that, again, the heel strap holes are here on my right hip. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start the assembly. Let's get these out of the way, and we're going to start with the shoulder strap assembly. So I'm going to leave this here, and we'll move these out of the way for now. We're going to take our shoulder straps. We're going to put our right shoulder strap out in front of us here, and then our left here. Okay. And what we want to do now is take the D-rings and the leather straps, and we want to put the small leather strap through the D-ring like this. And we want to make sure that the D-ring is on top of the waist belt. So if you're looking at this belt, you're a right-handed player, you got the buckle on your right, which is your left, and we've got the logo, which reads correctly to me, on the left. Okay? And now we're looking for, remember we said position 2 and 4 on these rear holes around our spine. So I'm going to go to position 2 from the right, and that's where that one's going to line up. And I'm going to go to position 4 and put the D-ring on this one. So now I've got the D-rings in position and ready to attach. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to assemble the shoulder straps onto the waist belt. And we're going to start by taking the shoulder strap assembly kit, which is the 2 D-rings, the 2 straps, and the 3/8 inch binding screws. And we're going to remember the positions we were looking at when we put the strap on, which was 2 and 4. And I'm going to place the leather through the D-ring with the curved section of the D-ring up. And I'm going to take these remaining holes in the strap and line them up with the holes in position number 2 on the waist strap. I'm then going to take the post side of the Chicago screw, which is the smooth head on one side and the tube with the threads in it, and I'm going to push that through from the outside in, meaning this is the finished side of the leather that's facing up, the nicer finish, and I'm going to push it through the back side that's going to be against our clothing, and it's going to come up flush with the leather. I'm then going to take one of the screws and I am going to insert the screw, and this can be a little tricky depending on how big your hands are hanging on to these, but we got it. Okay, and then I'm going to go back and do it again. Take one of the post sides, again with the smooth head on top, and I'm going to push it back through the second hole on the strap, and then put in another screw. And for now I'm just spinning them down finger tight. So when we're done, this is the top of the waist strap, and the D-ring is facing the top with the curve up. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing again in the 4th position from the right. And that's where it lined up for me. It could line up differently for you. So I'm going to start by lining up the holes. I'm going to take the post side of the screw, push it through, take the second post, and I'm going to flip it over and push it through the leather, and now I have the 2 screws just to attach again. Very simple to do. Okay, so this is what we're left with facing the right direction. This is the top of the waist belt when it's on. The D-rings, the curve of the D-ring is facing up, and it's attached in the 2nd and 4th position from what would be my right if it was on my back. Okay, so that part's done, and now we move on to the next step. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to attach the 2 pieces of the heel strap together. This is considered the rectangular piece. This is the piece with the rounded end. They're going to stack on top of each other. I always put the rounded end on top, and this is the finished side versus the rougher, less shiny back side. And I tend to run the strap a little bit longer so I get more of a neck angle. So I'll move it down to like the 1, 2, 3rd position to start. And I'm now going to take some of the 1/4 inch binding screws. This is the first time we're breaking into that bag. And I'm going to push the post side again, shiny side of the leather up, smooth side of the post up. We don't want the screw head showing. And I'm going to go ahead and insert 4 of these. So it's going to look like that when we've got those pushed in. And now we're going to turn it over and we're going to install the screws like we did before. Okay, we've got those installed. So the heel strap, 2 pieces are assembled as one now. So the next step is to now attach the heel strap to the waist strap. And when you look at the waist strap, you're going to see, let me turn it around for you. You're going to see 3 holes on the top, 4 holes on the bottom. And when you line up this heel strap diagonally, it makes a triangle pattern according to the holes. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the middle hole on the top row once I spin it back around facing me. And that's going to line up the 2 holes next to it. And again, remember, it's not straight up and down, it's a diagonal. And you should find that once you have it connected, you'll have 2 holes on the right and 2 holes on the left of the heel strap. And I'll show you that in a second. So we're going to go ahead and once again install the post side of our screws like so. We're going to flip it over, install the screws. So this is the back side, this is the front side, and these 2 holes on the either side, as you're fine-tuning your guitar position, if you want to move this heel strap forward, which brings your guitar a little more left of center, or back, which brings your guitar a little more right, you can use this adjustment hole system along with the length of your heel strap to get that lined up correctly. All right, so now we've got the heel strap installed, we've got the shoulder straps, D-rings installed. So now we're moving on to the next step. Okay, the next step is to get ready to assemble the shoulder straps. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our waist belt back on. We're going to remember where we had the buckle before, which is right about here. I've got the heel strap lined up on my right side here. I've got the shoulder strap attachment D-rings right here, left and right of my spine. Okay, so we're in a good position here to start with. So the next thing we're going to do is get our left shoulder strap ready for assembly. So we're going to take the left shoulder strap, the one with the 3 holes that are further away from the tip. We're going to lay that over our left shoulder, and we want the front of the width where it starts to taper down to be right about there, so it's widest as it goes over the top of your shoulder. Then we're going to reach around, making sure that we put the shoulder strap in alignment with that D-ring, and we want to push that D-ring up with our finger and just kind of feel where the D-ring, the top of the D-ring meets the leather strap, and then we're just going to kind of pinch it there with our hands, and we're going to bring that around, and that's going to tell us approximately where that D-ring is going to want to be in relation to the length of the shoulder strap. So it's right around the 2nd to 3rd hole in the length of the shoulder strap. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing with the right shoulder strap, the one with the 3 holes closest to the tip of the strap. Now this one we're going to reach over, again align the strap up so the tapered part that goes wider is right before our shoulder, and we're going to reach behind again, and we are going to feel that D-ring and push it up, and we are going to find out right about there is where it looks like it wants to be. So we're going to take that off. We're going to come back around, and again it's between the 2nd and 3rd hole on the strap, so it's about the same on both of them. Okay, so now the next step is going to be to connect your left shoulder strap, which is the strap again with the 3 holes furthest away from the tip of the strap. So we're going to make sure that the finished side of the leather is up, like the finished side of the belt is up right now. So we want the sides to be matching. You don't want to flip it over and have the back side on top. So we'll put the finished side up. And now what we're going to do is run it. It's up to you at this point. I like to run it from the outside in, so the end of it is between my shirt and the strap versus the end of it being exposed with the unfinished side. So I'm going to go from the outside back under, and I'm going to place it so I have 1, 2, 3rd hole is going to be at the D-ring, 4 and 5 are going to line up with holes 1 and 2. And again, since we have the finished side up, we want the finished side of the posts, of the screw post, to be up as well. So we want the smooth side up like that. And I'm going to go ahead and put 2 in. And then we just flip the shoulder strap over, and again we're going to install our screws, and this is going to control the length of our shoulder strap. So once we put the strap on, if we find out our shoulder straps are too long or too short, we're going to come back to these holes to make adjustments and get the shoulder strap the right length. But we should be okay based on the measurements we took reaching behind our back. Okay, so we got those 2 in. So our left shoulder strap is now attached. Now we're going to grab our right shoulder strap, do the same thing, run it from the outside in, lining up holes 1 and 2 with holes 4 and 5 in my case. You might be in a different situation on your end. And again, we're going to run the screw post through the holes. And by the way, if you find that any of these holes have closed up a little bit and you're having a hard time getting the post in the hole because the leather will shrink a little bit, what you can do is find a big pin or any pin that you have, and you just need to stretch the hole back out a little bit. So just find something that tapers Stick it in there and just push it in and stretch the hole back out a little bit, and then you'll have no problem getting the post back in the hole. Okay, so we're doing this again. We're lining these up, pushing the post through. And putting the screws back in. Okay, so we have the shoulder straps attached to the waist strap. That's what it looks like. And the last thing we want to do before we go any further is just make sure your screws are snug. You can use a screwdriver if you like and just snug them a little bit. You don't want to crank them all the way down until after you've fine-tuned everything and you apply the thread glue, because you may end up moving these and you'll leave dents and whatnot in the strap where the screw heads were. So if you like it looking cleaner, I wouldn't recommend tightening it all the way down yet. Okay, so the last thing we need to do, we've got the heel strap on, we've got the shoulder straps attached. Now we're going to take the left shoulder strap and we're going to take the guitar connector strap and we're going to run that through the back of the loop. And I recommend just starting with the center position and then running it back through there. And that's going to cover up this ball post right here. Now this ball post is once the shoulder straps come over your shoulder and the right shoulder strap comes across, this is what's going to attach to these keyhole slots right there. So once we have the strap on, we're just going to push the strap over and that's going to lock the straps together. Okay? Again, the leather's new. If you want to help yourself, just take a little bit of time and do this, break it in a little bit, and then it'll attach and you'll see how that comes together when you put it on. Secondly, notice there's two holes, and that's for the strap pin on the guitar. If you want to raise, say you switch guitars and you like the feeling better if you move it to one hole or the other versus the other guitar, that's just for easy adjustments on the go. And then also you can raise and lower the guitar connection with the buckle here and the three holes there as well. Okay? Okay, now with everything attached, let's go ahead and put the harness strap on. I find the easiest thing to do for me when I'm putting it on this way is to put the buckle in my right hand, grab it like so, just reach around. Remember where the buckle was lining up before, was off to the side. Now my heel strap's on my right hip, and if I go back here, my shoulder straps are about centered to my spine. Now I'm going to reach around, and making sure I don't twist them, I'm going to pull the shoulder strap up and over. I'm going to reach around this way, pull the shoulder strap up and over, and you can see they fall right in place. Okay? So that's the way it should look in the back. And if you find that once you put on your guitar, you need to move your shoulder straps, you're just going to unscrew them here and move them left or right. And you can always play around with these positions to find what's right for you. Now, once we spin around, the front of the shoulder strap, we have the three hole connections here that are going to go again to this ball post right here. So I'm going to start on the end here and I'm going to snap that into place, and that's going to put the shoulder straps together so I don't have to worry about them hanging down. And now the strap is on correctly. Okay? So I've got a number of options here for adjustments. I can adjust 3 adjustments here, 3 adjustments here, and then 2 adjustments here, depending on what guitar I'm playing and how high I want it. All right, and I see that the top of the shoulder straps are coming over, so the widest part is over the top of my shoulder. Okay, so now we pick up the guitar, and we attach the heel strap to the bottom of the strap button, and then we attach the guitar connection strap here, and we are good to go. Shoulder straps are in the right place. Everything looks good. In the back, we can see we're positioned and balanced properly. We've got weight on the heel strap over here. We've got weight balanced here. And everything feels comfortable and right. The last thing I want to mention is one of the things that makes this different than the web strap is taking it on and off. The web strap, the shoulder straps do not connect, and this one they do like this. So you can take the waist belt off and just slip it over your head like this. And then when you're putting it back on, you can just slip it over your head and then attach the belt. So we hope you enjoyed the video. It's that easy to put this together, make adjustments on the fly that you need to make. This is made of a very durable 1/8 inch thick Latigo leather, very beautiful leather. It's going to soften over time and just fit like a glove. If you have any questions, please reach out. If you like this video, please subscribe. We are going to be introducing more leather straps in ergonomic models as well as standard models. So if you'd like to go along that journey with us, just subscribe, follow along, and we hope to hear from you in the future. Take care.